Hi there, today I want to talk about the heart and the mind. I want to talk about treating things like anxiety and depression and ultimately your ultimate performance, optimized by looking at the integration of neurofeedback. This is by combining the brain and heart rate variability training. This is what we call mind-body integration. So when we're talking about the brain and the body, they are both electrical machines, meaning the whole thing is driven by electricity. Let me explain. When I have my phone and it says it's only got 10% battery life, but I'm panicking to find somewhere where I can plug it in and get some power. I find somewhere to plug it in and instantaneously the power from the power plant comes into the grid, come onto my phone, and suddenly my battery is charged and I'm ready to go with 60%. The body and the brain are totally the same thing, but we don't have anywhere to plug ourselves into the wall. So where does this energy come from? Actually, we just manufacture it. But how does this happen? It's crazy to think that we just make it. So I guess we can say that the human body is the most optimal power plant on the planet. So ask the question, where does this energy come from? I bet you it won't take you long to figure out where we get it from. Food is probably the first thing that you think of. We get different amounts of energy from different types of foods. So we know about carbohydrates, which is a really fast burner, and proteins and fats that are more of a slow burner of energy. So even though nutrition is a hot topic at the moment, it's not, however, the most important thing to recharge your body. However, when we talk about these foods, it's definitely the quality that is more important. So the quality outweighs the quantity. So better quality, you're going to need less quantity. So we can go a few weeks without food, right? And still stay alive. So food is 4 on our list of importance of energy production. Number 3 is hydration. You can't go as long without water than you can without food. And again, the quality of the water is very important. Clean, filtered, ionized water means that you're probably going to need less. So water is number 3 on our importance of hierarchy of production of energy. Number 2 is sleep. You need to be able to measure your sleep to understand how much quality sleep that you're getting. There are some great bits of tech out there at the moment. I use an Oura Ring that measures my amount of sleep. With whatever device that you use, you have to make sure that you use the same thing consistently so the data becomes the same. In my experience, the less sleep that I have, the more anxious and depressed I potentially get. Lower my attention span, lower my sex drive, my muscle mass decreases and my body fat increases, and I start to put on belly fat. So the stats are that if you go 7 days without sleep, you can go psychotic, and by day 14, your body will shut down and potentially can die. So again, go back to the quality outweighs the quantity of your sleep, so make sure you get good quality sleep and make sure you measure it so you can understand exactly if what you're doing is making a benefit or not. So who can guess what my number 1 importance of production of energy is? Are you ready? Oxygen. We get 90% of our energy from oxygen. Ask yourself the question, how long could you last without taking another breath? So when you take that breath, or you're holding your breath, and your body then realizes it's not going to take another one. So for example, if you're underwater, you've got to then realize that your heart rate and blood pressure is going to increase. The body is going to be put under even more stress. Yeah, so this potentially could increase the levels of anxiety in people, and especially if I see people coming into the gym that are breathing really heavily, it kind of tells me that they're not breathing properly, they're inefficient at breathing. So one technique that is really important is to make sure you understand how to breathe properly. Go through some breathing exercises and techniques that will allow you to become more efficient at consuming good quality filtered oxygen through your nose mainly, nasal breathing, not just mouth breathing. This fundamentally will make you less anxious, more relaxed, and will decrease your levels of stress. I'm sure you've all heard the typical saying, take a deep breath when you feel like you're stressed. Yeah, but you need to understand how to take that deep breath. So not getting too technical with this, but breathing techniques, I believe, can control your autonomic nervous system, which controls your heart rate, which will in turn make you more stressed or less stressed, more sympathetic or more parasympathetic, more awake, more sleepy. This technique is great to have to increase your level of stress and the ability to decrease your level of stress by you controlling it through that level of breathing. Okay, so just a little recap for you. So the production of energy that our body makes, or how our body makes energy, fourth importance is nutrition, hydration, sleep, oxygen. Okay, so let's summarize what we've just said. So the fourth least important production of energy is food, nutrition. The third least important priority is hydration. Second importance of priority is sleep. And the first importance of priority is your ability to breathe properly. So just at the end of this chat, I was talking about, or mentioning about, the autonomic nervous system. This is the body's ability to control this electrical current. This is a piece of software embedded into our nervous system. This is like the dimmer switch in your house. You can either turn up or turn down the electricity, make the light brighter or dim it. Fundamentally, depending on the environment you're in, if it's dark outside or if it's light inside, you either turn the stressor up or down, you turn the light on or off. So talking about the autonomic nervous system, we have 5 major senses that gives information to the autonomic nervous system that is controlled by 11 million pieces of information, which we absorb. 10 million of this is absorbed through vision. So this tells us if we need a lot of energy right now, or do we need to conserve that energy depending on the environment that we're in. So from the information provided to us by these 5 senses, we should be able to be in a state of perfect balance. So as an example of this in the wild is that if a zebra sees a lion, there is an increase in its sympathetic nervous system, which releases adrenaline, which allows them to absorb more energy into the cell and they can take off and survive from the lion. The zebra then needs to recover quickly. So it goes down to the water hole and it starts to drink water and becomes more parasympathetic. We know as humans that we have the same hot wiring into our nervous system. However, we have this additional part called anticipated stress. So anticipated stress is like there is no actual lion present, but we're in a state of stress. This is for us the what ifs. What if this happens? What if that happens? This increases the sympathetic drive and keeps us in a state of stress and alertness, even when there is no immediate danger. This constant state of stress on the nervous system, to me, increases that chance of you becoming more anxious and depressed. And this comes from that anticipated stress constantly being switched on. We kind of have this inability to become present and within the now. This is a skill that you have to practice like any exercise that you would do within the gym. However, as soon as you master the fact of being present and in the actual moment that you're in, and the fact that there would be no stress at this current situation or this time, there's no point you being extra stressed, then you can start to recover better. It's not allowing our 5 senses to do the job that they're designed to do and give us back that level of control and that state of homeostasis. So from these pieces of information as a coach, this is what then allows us to design a specific training protocol for you in your current state. Are you too stressed? So I need to give you a training protocol that will decrease that level of anxiety. Or are you in a good state that we can push the system a little bit more? So this is where you need someone that's professional to actually come along and prescribe something that's specific to your current situation.